I'm Seagull, and today I'm going to talk to you about something that's very important to me. The Last of Us Part 2. Now, this is a game that was released back in June to wide critical acclaim. Essentially, people love this game. In fact, recently, and this is why this video is relevant, it's been getting a lot of Game of the Year nominations and probably has won a few things and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's a very, very popular game. Critics loved it, fans loved it. There was no negative criticism about the game at all. It wasn't too long, it wasn't bloated. Everyone loved every single bit of the game, every single character was loved, like old and new, and there was just nothing wrong with the game. However, I've discovered something. There's a huge plot hole in the story that no one's talking about. No one at all has discovered this. I'm the first person to document this, and Naughty Dog, they're ruined. I basically ruined their game company.
Hands up.
So that was a small snippet from a part of The Last of Us Part 2, and specifically a chapter called Seattle, Day 2, and in a place called St. Mary's Hospital. Now, there are a lot of things to dissect in that bit. You know, there's a lot of this and a lot of this. However, the thing I want to draw attention upon is this. I'll skip ahead a little bit. Now, this is Sony's PlayStation Vita, which I guess they've thrown in as a little kind of jokey nod because it's one PlayStation referencing another one, that sort of thing. But it's the cause of so many problems. And so I'm going to dissect the issue as such. Number one, just the number of PS Vitas. Number two, the rate of failure. And number three, what's actually happening on the screen.
So let's explore this idea. Now, the PS Vita was launched in the USA on February 15th, 2012. Back then, the number one single was Somebody That I Used to Know by Goatee, and I Look Like This. Now, let's talk about The Last of Us Apocalypse Day. That was September 26, 2013. Back then, I was listening to Daft Punk's Get Lucky, and I Look Like This. Now, that's 1 year and 7 months on the market, so now let's whip out the history books and take a look at the sales figures. Now, admittedly, the PS Vita, let's just say it wasn't an overall success for Sony, so they haven't actually published official statistics. However, we can go off some rough estimates people have posted online, and we can try and work something out. Educated predictions peg the PlayStation Vita to have sold around 6 million units by the end of 2013. So, you know, I'm a generous person, so let's be generous and say that's how many units we've sold before our apocalypse date in September. Now let's take a look at the PS Vita's lifetime sales. They sold 2.6 million PlayStation Vitas in the USA and 16.2 million in the whole world. Now let's do the maths. Oh, I need a pen. Right. So, here we go. There are 2.6 million over 16.2 million. Which equals 0.16, and that is 16%, which is the percentage of Vitas sold in the USA over the world. And now that means we can retroactively work that back to work out how many PS Vitas there were in 2013. So we take our 16%, 0.16, and we multiply that by the 6 million, and that is 960,000. 960,000 PS Vitas in the USA in 2013. That is our number. Now you may be thinking, that's not a very big number. Well, it isn't. But that's only part of our problem. Now, the second part of our problem is about the rate of failure of PlayStation Vitas. Now, The Last of Us Apocalypse obviously happens in 2013, and then The Last of Us 2 is set 23 years after that. Now, can you imagine having a PlayStation Vita for 23 years? Me neither. Hardware fails, and unlike the maths I did before, there's not very much maths that I can do for this. But there was one thing I did see about PlayStation Vita memory card things not being very good, and yeah, that's an issue. So I'm theorizing here that a PlayStation Vita wouldn't last all that long, especially in the kind of setting where The Last of Us is, you know, where it's like the apocalypse. I haven't done much research for this bit, but you get my gist. Now, for this third part, we're going to need to go back to the original game footage. When we zoom in on the PlayStation Vita, we can see what game the girl is playing. And we see it's none other than a game called Hotline Miami. Now that game came out on the 25th of June 2013, and that's just under 3 months before our apocalypse date in September. So that means that the game would have had to have been bought in that 3-month period. Which is a short amount of time to buy a game and have that game exist. But you know, I hear what you're saying. Oh, it's possible, it's plausible, that might happen. Well, listen up, chump. I've got something to tell you. This game was only released digitally in the USA. Now, I did a bit of Googling, looked up some stuff. There is a version of it on a little card that you can get, but that's only in Japan. In the USA, it was download only. So now you're hinging the whole plot of The Last of Us 2 on the ability for Sony's PlayStation Network to be up in the apocalypse, which is implausible. So essentially, what they would have had to have done was download the game in that 3-month window and hope that the download wouldn't have corrupted throughout like the 20-odd years that have passed. Is that plausible? I don't think so. So, let's cap this off. To have this scene work in The Last of Us 2, we need one of the 960,000 PlayStation Vitas that were sold in America at that time. 2, for it to be still working in this horrible apocalyptic setting. And 3, for it to have downloaded a game in the 3-month window and for that storage to not be corrupted. Now, you may be thinking that that's very improbable, and in fact it is. Now you take that improbability and you double it, because there are 2 PS Vitas in this game and they're both playing the same game. That means everything I just worked out, you just got to double it. It's double the improbability, and it's ridiculous. It's wrong. Naughty Dog, you've messed up big time, and you better watch this video and listen up. Now, you may be wondering, you know, in this world full of mushroom zombies and apocalypses and rivaling factions and a world of decay, why such a thing like that is important. Well, I'll tell you why. Oh no, wait, they've come back. I've got to go. I've got to go. I've got to go. Now let's do the maths.
Nice.
Need a pen. Right. So,